This week is a little bit boring in a way. Let's look at the monthly chart. So monthly chart, let's start from NQ. So NQ, this monthly candle, this huge hammer is April monthly candle, right? So as soon as we take out this 20048, that's monthly breakout. We know what is coming. March high is coming, right? Now we are so close to all-time high. I mean, here is not strong resistance, really just like very weaky. So it's not a huge resistance if market wants to. And then you look at the monthly, MACD is about crossover to the upside. And if you look at quarterly here, um, quarterly, let's look at QQQ quarterly. So this quarter is two down and then way above the previous quarter 50%, right? So it's inevitable we are revisiting last quarter high, which is the all-time high. And SPY is the same thing, right? So this quarter is huge hammer quarter, way above the Q1 50%, so all-time high, and we do have target is near 640. I think monthly is gonna become like this. So earlier, even though daily, previously daily, you see a little bit like here we thought it's gonna be crossover to the downside, and I sent out a warning on Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a similar look, and it just really just went higher. And so I warned us gonna follow the same path and exactly same path. So a little bit hard to see with all the lines, but let's zoom out. So Q's already hit March high, but the ES hasn't yet. So what is really stopping it? Nothing, really. There's really nothing stopping ES go to this 6052 level. So now the question is, are we going to hit that level and then drop? Or we are going to drop and then go back to all-time high. So personally, I prefer that we drop first. But it's really been grinding higher. So every day you see this is previous high, now making a new high. So even though last target I did give, say, 59.40 to 59.60, on NQ, I said the target is going to be 21,500 to 21,600, and then we hit 21,530 today. So daily now, it really, I mean, this morning I got excited because we had a daily reversal down, breakdown, and then see this like literally, now this is like candle three, right? And immediately buyer step in. It even didn't hit this 21,000. That's how strong the bullish momentum is. So it's really hard to do large put position, but I do feel like we are about maybe after tomorrow we start to pull back. And so pullback levels I gave NQ. This is the breakout. I mean, if really the ideally you want to come back down here, like before Liberation Day support, or at least to 19,700. But this momentum is so bullish. So far, the first level I give for Qs is this gap fill, 20288. And that's daily where the Q hourly time frame the same, but daily also wave through four starting like 20570. And you see this support is pretty strong. And the reason why I gave lower because hourly time frame, I see 20283. So this you see the W bottom and then the bullet started where the impulse move up. Ideally come back down to this value area high. Could we get lucky to get that? If we get lucky to get that, the up movement would have like more than 1,000 points. No, not thousand, 800, 900 points. If we go back to all-time high, could have 1,000 to 1,500 points. And that's really good, right? So if we only drop two on daily, say, this is not much, barely much anything, like, right? So this is 1,000 points. I would rather have more than 1,000, 1,500 points. So if we do QQQ, I let her in. So if we get the QQQ, then QQQ levels will be somewhere. I already gave QQQ levels too. So I think this 640, maybe I'm a little bit too, probably want to see 480 somewhere. Let's look at the QQQ. And daily. So daily really started 498. 498, that's only like 20 bucks. But let's look at hourly. So hourly 493. Okay, let's move this to 493. 493 is better than 498. Oh my gosh. That's like ideally at least to 480. This is really just break out the retest of this. Ideally, I really want to get 480, this breakout, but I don't know. There's a lot of gap here. So SPY 505, I think is a dream. I don't think we are going to get that. But could we get 480 like a value area high? Yes, if some negative news come out. So 464 is the first level, somewhere here. Okay. Similar to this, really just this level breakout. Like this is like impulse. Ideally, if the bullish momentum is strong, you only want to retest this area. But I want to be greedy, so I want to test lower. So this area really should be. But if you look at this is W, so could all the way come back. I would love to come back at least 550, right? 550 and then 640, that's $90 move. So if you do want to do some leap calls, that's really good. So we'll see when price moving to at least 544, 564, 565 level, we are going to watch flow and we're going to watch for reversal up, right? So that's ES level. I already gave this levels in planning. And you guys should put those green lines on your chart. Um, really just where the W, like accumulation. I don't have the look volume profile. I know this area is a profile. That's how it is. And then it's a gap. So come back down to this level. That's gave us 300 points. 300 points. If we go to 64, that's another 500 point. So 800 point. 800 point if you buy, I want to say by end of September, we should get there. If you want to do calls by end of September, or I'm thinking do some short DTE calls like July 18. I do believe July 4th is going to be bullish. So anyways, and I also give a list of the tickers if you want to go, or you can just do QQQ. You don't have to do all the stickers. It's so much work. But sometimes those stickers move more than the ticker. So on daily, if come back down this here, I'm gonna remove this level, right? So if yes, come back, say, come back to this level, and Tesla quarterly, no quarterly. Sometimes my head is not there. Weekly, 544 target, 543.44. Okay. So you still have almost more than 200, like 50% gain, right? If you want to buy Tesla shares here, or you buy TSLL, then you could have almost 100% gain. And EMAT, after today earning drop, it wasn't a lot of drop. So here. So hourly time frame, this clearly uptrend on daily, right? You have take two pivot. Come on, give me. This is my platform sometimes really drive me insane. Okay. So hourly time frame is 178 target. And so I wouldn't want to do anything until market pullback. Can this come back down to 156? Yes, can. Why not, right? But if the earning is good, let's look at the earning. AMAT. So it said that beat earning and 2.3 EPS per share, 7 billion. Applied Material has so much revenue. I'm surprised. This is like a revenue missed by tiny and EPS beat by a little. So that's why the price, and then consent I guess the forecast a little bit. I mean, this is a pretty big range actually. 6 point, this is like a 20% difference. That's crazy. I mean, if your revenue have 20% uncertainty, that's pretty big, and that's why it dropped. But actually, the earnings is not bad. And this is one of my favorite tickers all times. So I used to trade it years ago. And if come back down somewhere, fill this gap. Right now, it really is still above the, okay, it's in the gap. So I want to wait for like the gap fill. If market drops, I'm pretty sure this will come back down. 158 to 151 is not bad. And then 178, that's $20. $20, $20, that's 15% move. It's not ideal. I want something like with at least beat market. If market has 20%, I want to do individual ticker that give me at least more, right? So this has, what did I give? MSTR. MSTR hourly time frame, I'm expecting drop to 380 area. And then you can go long. The daily target is pretty high MicroStrategy. I gave target is 590, I think. 590. Yeah, 600. So if hourly time frame drop to 380, that's also the W, and it's not that far. So could also come back down to 350. So if you want to do options or shares are fine, right? So 381, add a little bit, and 350 add. If really come back down 324, then just add. You can do 1 to 4, whatever the style you want. And CrowdStrike has been pretty, I think it's really one of the best. You still have this hourly. If really market pull back and it come back down to 400 and then 465 with overshoot could have 20%. That's pretty good, right? You have Microsoft has been so strong. I'm not so crazy about Microsoft anymore, but if Microsoft come back down 400 and we have upside target at 465 to 80, 485, that's 20%. It's not bad, right? But I think Google, I don't really see a lot of Google is not Google is the cheapest among the Mega 7, but Google, where are you? Hey, Google is daily hasn't really changed the trend. I mean, you can say you have a little bit higher high and you have a little bit higher low, um, but it's not as obvious as all other tickers. But Google is still cheap, yes, for sure. But cheap is for a reason, right? So Netflix, this is absolutely crazy. So daily, if you come back down 1100, and you can do call like who is that guy? Jasmo. He did like 100 contracts, all the money call. So if NQ print wave 4 on daily and Netflix at 1100, you really could really literally do 100 contract if it's less than $5 and have a couple weeks out. That's not bad because this guy does run. And so you can, this S&P sectors, right? So you can see without looking at the flow, I know money went into what? Defensive, right? So if you look at the S&P sectors, look at XLU, XLP. So yesterday I called out, yesterday or this, I think I've been calling out XLP for a couple weeks now. And PZ, right? This is only 3. So PZ this can go at least 84. I think maybe even higher XLP. PG that means PG can go a lot higher too. So this one, two, at least go to value area high, 83. Let's look at weekly. Weekly, you can see it's 86. And on PG, one weekly, you just started a weekly wave 3, guys. So PG can go to, there's no reason it's not going back to 180, really. What about monthly? And monthly is wave 2, could come back at least 175 to 180, and from 155 to 175, that's not bad for PG, right? For defensive. NEE, so look, so has a lot more room on monthly, but it's going up really fast. So this is only one. If come back down, market going market drops, this guy gonna go. So, and then market wave five, probably this guy gonna print wave two, which is 84. I still believe after this 6,400, we're gonna have a bigger pullback. And that's why the yield is now dropping. And gold, we're seeing gold much higher. What is going to trigger that? I do not know. Walmart earnings saying they are going to increase the price from the tariff. That's this morning their earning call. Okay, how much? I think the tariff they're saying is still not reflected in the current price yet.
啊，
Probably gonna show up in
今天
June.
要睡觉还要给自己
I
个药。
said before too. And if we do have a higher price, but the CPI, PPI has really been coming down so much. And with a little bit of price increase, there is another possibility is, so China deal is only 90 days, like this new existing deal, and all the other ones have 90 days delay. So that gave us also by the end of August and early September. So that could come back to haunt us. But so anyways, I always look what is the catalyst for market to go higher. And last week I gave up 4 or 5 catalysts to go higher, tailwind, cooler CPI, PPI, stock buyback, billions of trillions dollars, not billions. And then even include AMD have 6 billion buyback, right? And then potentially after the CPI, PPI, let's say June PPI, CPI still cooler. There's no any excuse for J Powell not to cut rate. I mean, if he doesn't cut rate, if I were Trump, he's fucking gone next week. It's just pure politics. There's no reason for him to hang on there and hurting the housing industry, all the other, so regional banks, all this high rate is not helping regional banks and small business and people who want to buy a house or people want to sell a house. You can't sell a house when no buyer can afford. So he really should cut rate after June CPI, PPI if cooler. And that's so they start to buy a lot of bonds and people say, okay, that's not QE. All right, so maybe it's not named as QE. What is really QE? By Fed's buying bonds, right? It could be some of the bonds that expired and they could have simply let it expire without rebuying it, but they did buy it, which meaning they are increasing liquidity in the market, right? That's another tailwind and potential trade deals. So all this actually became true, and that's why the market is where it is. So all the leverage ETFs are acted and FNGA. I don't know how many of you still holding it. If you are, you haven't seen price changes, but tomorrow it's gonna settle for you based upon the option market, like the call option. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm a good student and I'm a good employee. So the same day I bought FNGA and I saw the news and immediately uh, exited and then went into FNGB. So I didn't go from FNGU to FNGA. I just went from FNGU to FNGB. I'm like, I don't know. I'm so busy. I don't want to forget. So I'm curious how it's gonna settle. And gold, so gold, I think on smaller time, I don't know how many of you treat gold. I know Benny does. Probably it's gonna revisit here, somewhere 7,200. and then retest this high. So that's where the major breakdown short actually started. And so on 15 minutes, it could. I mean, usually market going up, gold come going down. But now market is coming back down and gold is also. I think this could be trapped long, actually break even. So if you are interested on gold, so yesterday we went long a little bit and add a little bit position. So it's up $5 and targeted 322. So if you want to pre-gold future and then come back somewhere near 3,200, you might want to watch whether you can go long. And so the yield actually today came back down. That's why I went long until TMF. And people didn't go because Jay didn't call. I went long and then I called. But anyways, that's all I have. So I would say be careful. We don't have to trade every day. I mean, for SPX, this small move, I'm really not much interested. I would rather do UNH. Let's look at UNH. I was going to talk about UNH. So UNH daily candle, this is pretty good hammer, right? And there's really nothing until 307. So I don't know. Let's look at IB. What is the IB price? I don't know how you guys love IB. I hate that platform. That option chain is so hard to work with. You don't know what the true price is. They can just make up shit and then you don't know whether your feel the price is true or not. So right now 276. So actually $1 lower. I still see 15 minutes UNH have a revisit the low. So 5 minutes. But you do see 285 is a resistance. So it didn't really hit it. Even here is tiny, teeny, tiny, and it couldn't get above. So the bullish momentum is not that strong. But on 15 minutes, it didn't hit it almost. So can we actually go all the way to here and then come back down? Possible. So let's see how tomorrow goes. If tomorrow come here and then reversal down, you can either take profit on the single leg long, or you can do puts. For me, I'm probably gonna come back down 230, 230, I think. I'm going to buy long haul again. So 242, 242, and then where can I take profit on daily? So daily here is not strong resistance, really. I mean, there is a little bit, but really strong resistance is 460. So if you buy from 240, you don't really have to go out all the way to January 2027. That's what I did. That's not very expensive, only 54. You're talking about almost 2 years out. Um, if really it come back all the way this way to 460, your call would be at least double, if not more. So, but I don't want to give it too short time and I have to worry about my, decay, all that stuff. So if I do longer term, I just ignore it. I mean, how much lower it's gonna go. But what the crazy stuff is, United Healthcare said, we didn't receive any notification. So is it really a pullback or there is really is there a criminal investigation or there's no criminal investigation? Yeah, so today I did 270 call. Tomorrow DT is more than doubled. So we are actually almost $9 in the money. And then at the end, I didn't want to, 270. I didn't want to look at it anymore because it hurt my feelings. Feelings hurt my feelings. Oh, I deleted. I deleted. Uh, because it went so high, and I'm like, what the? Let me see, 270. Where is it? 270. UNH. Where are you? Okay, 270 here. We put it on this morning at 8:42. Yeah, so it more than doubled actually. And for UNH here, 9 o'clock, $4 10 cents. And at closing $8.40. So that's more a little bit more than double. And so that's like within one day. That's pretty good, right? So if you say I just want to do one contract or two, you always like the reason why I always show this, you can just directly put your order on the chart. I don't know how I get how did I get $4, 1 cent, 10 cents? I literally entered that low. And then your stop loss is never triggered. So you literally, how did I enter this low? I literally entered at the lowest spot. Where is it? So what did I do? So I just entered here. Your stop loss only 20 cents. And your stop loss never triggered, never touched. If you don't touch it, you just manage it, right? And then eventually you move your stop loss up and you move your stop loss up. You move your stop loss up. And then if you come here, it actually went to 9. It went to 920. That's more than 100%. You should exit here. So really, you should move up here, move up like move up here, and then you have pivot. Actually, you will be stopped out here at 780. You will be stopped unless you keep your stop loss at this point. You will, otherwise you miss this run. That is fine. That's pretty good. Like two contracts, and then that will make you $800, right? And then so my leap calls give me pretty good from 54 to 76, I think. I actually some at 70, actually some at 76. That's pretty good one day, and your money is back to your pocket, and you reuse the capital. I don't really mind that, right? So in summary, it's okay if you don't want to do small trades like that. Just wait for the pullback to happen. Will it happen? Yeah, it will happen. Just a matter of time. That's why patience get paid, right? Let's be patient to get paid. And if really come back down to here, we have 900 point, and that's pretty good. All right, guys, that's all I have. And I wasn't going to do it. And I said, you know what? You guys probably miss my beautiful voice since we didn't do it yes, on Tuesday either. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.